Good morning, and unfortunately, here we are again. I don't know how many people in my audience outside of Canada would be familiar with the news that came out 2 days ago, but for anyone who's not in the know, 2 days ago in Saskatchewan, which is the province right between Alberta and Manitoba, our provinces are quite large, so look at a map, it's right there. um, 2 days ago in Saskatchewan at the Marieval Residential School, there were discovered 751 graves, unmarked graves of children, largely children, mostly children, who had attended the school. And this is exactly like in nature to the Kamloops Residential School discovery, only much larger, much larger in scale, at least 3 times as large in scale. And unfortunately, as I say, here we are again. And every single time one of these discoveries is made, yes, I will be making a video on it. So, content warning for every single one of these videos I do. There's going to be discussion of graphic material, of graphic history, and I can't apologize for the content that I give on that. All I can do is to make these things known and to do my part to ensure that this information and that these legacies do not disappear. I am holding myself personally responsible for ensuring that these discoveries, these histories do not disappear into the background with the 24-hour news cycle. I apologize for not making a video yesterday, but that was the day that I spent basically living on Twitter yesterday. And I have a wonderful friend whom I've made over the past few months. And I'm not going to name them because they didn't give me permission to, but they are part of one of the Indigenous communities in Canada. And I asked them, I know that there's nothing I can do, I know that there's nothing I can say, but do you need anything? I'm here for you throughout whatever grieving process you need to go through. And they just said to me, I'm not answering any questions today. I will be in mourning. And I just thought to myself, okay, leave it at that. Because it's not my place. I don't have the right, nor do I have the capability to address in depth the grief of the various people groups living throughout Canada, going through these tragedies after tragedies after tragedies, because this is not going to stop until the last body is found. And on the one hand, that's a very good thing, because finally, these truths are being not revealed, but confirmed. The people in the Indigenous communities throughout Canada were already very well aware of what had happened. But as I say, this was a confirmation of what was already known rather than a revelation of something not known. To non-Indigenous communities living in Canada, though, primarily to the whites, myself included, these come more as revelations than as confirmations. I mean, I already knew about the residential schools and about the horrific systemic abuses that took place within them, but I, among others, did not understand the full scope of the tragedies involved. I mean, we are looking at, with Kamloops and the Saskatchewan schools combined, we're looking at over 1,000 bodies, and that's only 2 schools, right? So it's not for me to decide how people should be dealing with this process. That is something that people need to decide individually. But the one thing that I have made a decision about, as I said in my video on the Kamloops tragedy, is that neither passively nor actively am I going to make this situation worse. I want to stand with the people who are currently grieving. I want to stand with the people to help them make their truth known, insofar as I am capable of doing that. And again, I know it's not my place to instruct people on how to do that. I just want to stand with them while they do it and to let them know that they have people outside of their communities who are on their side and who support them in what they are doing. And I also want to talk to the white communities in Canada, primarily to Catholics, because this particular school in Saskatchewan was Catholic run. I was ashamed yesterday and the evening prior of being born into a Catholic family. I can't help that, right? And I have not been Catholic in my heart for the past 8 years or so. But what needs to happen, and at the moment I am attempting to address both the Prime Minister and the Church, is that the government of Canada, at all levels, but primarily at the federal level, needs to hold the religious institutions responsible for these places to account. If I could have my way, they would not only lose their tax exemption status, but also literally be charged with crimes against humanity, because that's exactly what these schools were. They were crimes against humanity. And yesterday on Twitter, no one's going to read this. I know. The government does not care. I know. But I said to Trudeau, instead of apologizing and then doing nothing, two pieces of optics advice. Number one, keep all flags on all government buildings in Canada, federal, provincial, territorial, and municipal. Keep them at half-mast, one day per every murdered child we find. So currently, that's going to be over a year of the flags at half-mast. These people only care about optics. They only care about money. They don't care about the actual people. So that's optics advice number one. Optics advice number two is you want to send a little message south to say to Biden, the president of the United States, hey buddy, you want to start digging? Because I'm pretty sure that America is sitting on just as many corpses as Canada is. And the further we can get this ball rolling, and the harder we push for the truth to be confirmed, I think, and I hope the more good we can do. Even though the truth is very, very, very dark and very, very, very painful, it is our responsibility as the primary demographic to take the power that we have and use it for good, and to use it for the benefit of the people whom our ancestors oppressed. And I can't even just say our ancestors, because there are people still alive right now who participated in these schools, in these institutions, in these systems. And those people should be brought to legal account. As I have stated in previous videos, the last residential school in Canada closed in the year 1997. I was 7 years old in 1997, okay? So definitely, this is not a historical, long in the past wrong that was committed but is no longer being committed. This is 100% systemic. It was supported by the government and by the churches, and everyone involved should be held to legal, financial, moral account. That is what I would like to see. Again, not my place to determine how things should roll out, but I mean, for heaven's sake, I think That is the bare minimum. That, in terms of just pure optics, because as I say, people at the top only care about optics. They don't care about taking actual affirmative action to work for real change. But I mean, there is no possible way for the people involved with these systems to look good. We are well beyond that point. So don't even try. Hold yourselves to account and hold the people responsible to account. And Trudeau, send that message south to Biden. Tell him to start digging. You know, because as I say, there are just as many places down there as there are up here, and just as many, again, murdered children. No, I'm not going to shy away from using that term. And I would also advise that the governments not shy away from using that term, also from using the term genocide, because that is exactly what this was. Genocide, okay? The removal, the wiping out, or the attempted removal and wiping out of an entire gene pool. That's the root word, all right? So I want people, as far as they can go, to talk to their government bodies, primarily at the federal level. And I want people, please, to read the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, as I have been doing. Yesterday, I couldn't touch anything Indigenous, like in terms of continuing on with my series for the TRC. I could not get into that realm yesterday. I had to, as far as I was capable, I had to be with the people, with the ones who are currently suffering, are currently grieving, and currently looking for more. And it is our responsibility to provide as much information as we can. Which reminds me, federal level government, get the Catholic Church as well as the other churches involved with these institutions to release their records. This is not going to stop until we have all the information that there exists. This is not going to stop until we find the last body. And I don't want this to stop until we find the last body. It is not our place to say, and if you are among the people who say that, you know, the only solution to this is to stop looking, don't say that. We have to keep looking. We have to keep going. The toothpaste is already out of the tube, thankfully, and there's no getting it back in, and I don't want it back in. We have to keep going, no matter how much it hurts. And I'm talking to white people with that one, not to Indigenous people with that one, because I, as I say, am not capable, nor do I have the right to address that level of pain. I'm not part of these communities. I don't understand, and I know that I don't understand. But I want to be as effective an ally as I possibly can be. So there are hotline numbers available if you are a residential school survivor or if you are someone who is currently in need of grief counseling. Please call those numbers, and I will actually go find them and leave them in the description for this video so that anyone who is in need can call those numbers when they feel capable of doing so. You know, be there for one another, be there for your family, be there for your friends. And whites, lead, follow, or get the hell out of the way, okay? In this case, you can't lead because this is not your community, so follow or get the hell out of the way. Don't make things worse, please and thank you. And because I take weekends off, I will be returning on Monday, hopefully to talk more about the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. But if more details come out about this story, I wanted to wait, by the way, for a little while to get exact numbers and just to make sure I had all of my information right and all my ducks in a row. But hopefully I will be returning to the TRC on Monday. If not, I will be talking more about this situation. And I hope to see you all then. Thank you for your attention, and please do something, primarily at the federal level. Thank you.